Rock Computer College. Define quality training in information technology.
Microsoft Publisher is a program designed to help you create publications or documents that you can print and distribute. These include certificates, business cards, and menus. Now, when you open Publisher for the first time, it will take you to the start screen. Now, this is what the start screen looks like, and from here you can select a blank portrait or a template to work with. But for now, I'll select a blank portrait so that you can access the Publisher interface. Now, this is the Publisher interface. And over here at the top, we have the ribbon. Now, this is the ribbon over here. Now, the ribbon contains multiple tabs, each with several groups of commands. Now, some tabs like text box tools or picture tools will only appear when you're working with certain items like text boxes or images. Then we have the quick access toolbar. It's over here at the top. Now, by default, it has the save, undo, and redo commands. But if you want, you can add more commands to it. Now, to do this, click on this drop-down arrow from here, then select the command that you want to add. So I'll select the quick print command. And by doing so, that command has been added to my quick access toolbar. Then we have the rulers. Now you have two rulers, one at the top and one at the left. You can use these rulers to help you line up text, images, and other objects and get a clearer idea of exactly where those objects will appear on the printed page. Then we have the publication area. Now this is the publication area. This is where you will make your publication. This is where you will make your design in Publisher. Then we have the page navigation pane. This is the page navigation pane. Now, if you're working with a document with multiple pages, you'll be able to navigate through those pages from over here. Then we have zoom tools down over here. Now, you can use these zoom tools to zoom in or zoom out of your publication. You can use the plus and minus icons to zoom in and out of your publication. You can also choose to click and drag the zoom slider to zoom in and to zoom out of your publication. Then we have the backstage view. Now in the backstage view, you can access commands such as printing, creating new publications, or even saving. Now to access the backstage view, just go to the file tab and click on it. Now this is the backstage view. Now from here you can create new templates, new publication, open previous publication, save, print, and so much more. Now that you're familiar with the Publisher interface, you're ready to create your first publication. Now let's look at how to create a new publication using either a template or a blank page. And we'll also learn how to customize our publication by modifying the page layout, adding a new template, and adding, deleting, and rearranging pages. So first, let's look at creating a new publication from a template. To do this, go to the File tab, then select New, then select the template you want to work with. To give you a preview, select Create, and it will be created for you. Now, if you want to create a publication from a blank page, just go back to the File tab again, select New, then select the blank portrait you want to work with, and it will be created for you. Now let's look at customizing your publication layout. Now when we say customizing your publication layout, we're talking about setting up the page margins, the size, and the orientation. Now I'll use this template that I have over here. Now to do that, to change the page layout, you come to the page design group and select and locate the page setup group. So page design tab, page setup group. Now from here, you can select the margin option that you want. You can go with moderate and it will apply the changes to your publication. And if none of these suits your needs, you can still go to custom margins, make your own changes, then select OK, and they'll be applied to your publication. Again, with orientation, you can select whether you want a portrait orientation or a landscape orientation. Some will work with both, some will not, like mine. And then we have the size. You can come and change the size of the document that you want. You can go for any of the sizes that we have over here. Select A4. But if you find that none of them suit your needs, you can still come and create new page size. And then once you're done, click OK, and the new page size will be created for you. Now, if you create a publication from a template and you later decide the chosen template doesn't suit your needs, you can always change it. You can always apply a new template to a publication where you had chosen another template. Now, to do this, select the page design tab over here. Now, I want to change the template. I don't really like this one. So come to the page design group and select change templates. And it will give you other templates that you can work with. You can select whichever one you want, then select OK. And you can make your changes over here. You can customize the template from over here. Then once you're done, click OK. Select apply template to the current publication, then click OK. And its layout will change. As you can see now, I have a different layout. Now, lastly, let's look at adding, rearranging, and deleting pages. So I'll undo this. Now I want to work with these two. I have two pages over here. Now let's say you want to add a new page to your publication. So what you do is that you come to the page navigation pane. This is the page navigation pane. And if you can see it, you can come to the view tab. Then under the show group, select the page navigation command. So right now it's on. If I do this, it's off. So make sure it's checked so that you can view it. Now, we want to add another page to this. So what you do is you right click on a page, then select insert page. It will ask you whether you want to insert a page before the current page or after. So I want mine after. Then once you make your changes over here, I want only one page. You can do 2 pages, 3 pages if you want. Then click OK. And the new page will be inserted in the page navigation pane. Let's say you want to rearrange the pages. All you have to do is just click, select it first, then drag it to where you want to position it. So I'll do that with the third one. So I'll just drag it until I see that horizontal line over there, then I drop it. So that's how you rearrange. You just select it, click and drag it until you see that horizontal line, then you drop it. So that's how you rearrange the pages. And again, if you want to delete the pages, just right click on the page that you want to delete, then select delete, and that page will be deleted for you. In this lesson, you learn how to add and arrange text boxes as well as how to format them and the text they contain. Now we'll look at working with text boxes, but first let's look at how to insert a text box. Now on the ribbon, select the Insert tab, then click the Draw Text Box command. Then your cursor will change into something like this. Click and drag it out over where you want your text box to appear, then release the mouse. And in that way, you've created your own text box. Now you can start typing whatever you want. I'll just paste some words that I had earlier. Now, as you work with text box, you might find that a text box isn't large enough to contain all the text you want to include. To run out of room for text, you can use the link command to connect text boxes. Now to do this, select your text box, then click the text box to Format tab, then select the Create Link command. Now your cursor will change into something like this. You'll click to where you want to add your new text box, and then you resize it accordingly so that to make sure all the text will fit. So I'll also resize this one. And as you can see, all the text that didn't fit here will overflow to the new text box and it will fit perfectly. So I still need to do that a little. Now all you have to do here is to resize your text box until the red dots disappear. As you can see, they have disappeared. Now my text fits perfectly. So I'll minimize that a little bit. Perfect. Now again, to insert a text box, you just come to the Insert tab, click the Draw Text Box command, and then click and drag out where you want that text box to appear. Now let's look at modifying text boxes. We have the text fit command. Now the text fit options will allow you to format text boxes that automatically adjust font or text box size to get a good fit. Now if you click on this drop down arrow, we'll see that we have 4 options over here, and the first one is best fit. Now this makes the text larger or smaller to fit the text box. Then we have the shrink text on overflow, which automatically shrinks the font size when the text box has no room for additional text. We have the grow text box to fit, which automatically enlarges the text box based on text size and length. And then we have do not auto fit, which makes no automatic changes to the text or the text box. Now this is the default option. As you can see, I have it on as default. Now let's look at hyphenation. Publisher automatically hyphenates words at the end of lines in order to improve text fit. You can control if your words are hyphenated by modifying your hyphenation settings. So I'll select this text box. Now we're going to look at modifying hyphenation settings. Now to do that, first select a text box, then click the text box tool format tab, this one, then select the hyphenation command. Now the hyphenation dialog box will appear. Now from here you can modify your hyphenation settings. You can choose to remove all hyphenation by unchecking the automatically hyphenate the story. You can choose to change the hyphenation zone, and you can choose to make it manual. Now once you're done making your changes, click OK, and the changes will be applied to your text. Now Publisher includes various typography commands that are designed to help you embellish your text. Now there are 6 Publisher typography commands, and the first one we have is drop cap. This is the first one that we have, a drop cap. Now what this does, it enlarges the first letter of the selected text. Now if I do this, if I select text over here, so I'll select this text, then from here choose the style that I want to work with. It will make the first letter large, as you can see. Now that's how the drop cap works. Then we have number styles, which lets you choose between 4 different styles for number spacing and alignment. If I come back here, as you can see, there's the default, then there you have 4 other options to work with. We have ligatures, which connect certain combinations of letters to make them easier to read. Then we have stylistic sets, swash, and stylistic alternates. In this lesson, you'll learn how to create and modify shapes and building blocks. Now, you'll also learn how to align, group, and arrange objects of all types. Now, let's first look at working with shape. To insert a shape, select the Insert tab, then click on the Shapes drop-down arrow. Then from here, choose the shape you want to work with. Then come and draw it out on your page. And that's how you insert a shape. To resize the shape, just select the shape, then click and drag one of the sizing handles to resize it, like so. If you want to rotate the shape, just click, then there's this. If you come over here, your cursor will change into something like this, and then you can rotate your shape at any angle that you want. So what I'm doing right now is I'm rotating my shape, but I'll take back to the original size, and that's how you resize the shape. To move a shape, just click and drag it to the desired place to move it. Now let's look at modifying shapes. Now if you want to change to a different shape, so I have a rectangle over here that I want to change to a different shape, what you're going to do is select the shape, then click the Format tab, then from here come to the Insert Shapes group, click the Change Shapes command. Now choose the new shape that you want to work with. So I'll select, let's take this one, and your shape will be changed to that new shape. As you can see, now I don't have a rectangle, I have a whole new different shape. If you want to change shape styles, select the shape that you want to change, then come to the shape styles group under the format tab, click the more drop down arrow and then choose a different shape style. So I'll select this one and the new shape style will be applied to your shape. To change the shape fill color, again select the shape, then under the format tab click on the shape fill command, then come and select the new color that you want to work with. So I'll select this one and the color of your shape will be changed. Again, if you want to change the shape outline, select the shape, then under the format tab come and select the shape outline command, then you can change the color of the shape outline. I'll go for a dark blue and then I'll add to its weight. So you can come here and that's how you change the outline of your shape. If you want, you can also change the shape effects. You can add shape effects to your shape. So you'll come to the shape styles group, no, under the format tab, that is, then locate the shape effects command, click this, then you can choose whether you want to add a shadow. So I'll select this one. You can choose any if you want to add a glow, if you want to have a bevel effect, you can do whatever you want on your shape. Now let's look at working with building blocks. Now building blocks are another type of objects in Publisher. They usually contain some combination of text, shapes, and images, and they're meant to enhance the appearance of your publication. Now, once you insert a building block, you can modify it to suit your need. Now let's look at the types of building blocks we have. So what we'll do is that we'll come to the Insert tab. Then over here, we have the building blocks. We have page parts, calendars, borders and accent, and advertisements. So I'll click on the page parts drop down arrow, then select one of these, and it will be added to your page. Again, calendars, select one, then it will be added. Then you can resize it if you want, make it smaller. I'll just undo that. So I just want to move it over here. We can do the same with advertisements. I'll select this one and it will be added to my page. So I'll just come and drag it down over here. You can resize it if you want. So these are the building blocks that we have. Now let's look at arranging objects. Now first we'll look at aligning objects. To align two or more objects, you can select them. So I'll just select this one, then hold down the shift key and select the others. Then under the format tab, I'll come and find the align command over here, then choose one of these alignment options. Now remember, I've only selected these three, so it's going to affect only these three. So you can select align left, align center, or align right, and so on. So that's how you align objects. Then let's look at grouping objects. At times you may want to group multiple objects into one object so they'll stay together if they're moved. Now to group objects, select the objects you wish to group. So I'll select this one, hold down the shift key, select the other one and this one. Now I want to group them, so I'll come to the format tab again, then select the group command, and those objects will be grouped. So if I move them, I'll move them together as a group. If I resize them, I'll resize them as a group. Whatever I do to one will affect all the others. And if you want to ungroup, you just come back to the format tab again under the drawing tools, then select ungroup, and they will be ungrouped. As you can see now, they're separate items. Just need to move it up like so. So that's how you group and ungroup objects in Publisher. Pictures are a great way to add visual interest to your publication. Now in this lesson, you learn how to insert, fit and format pictures. So I have this Happy Mother's Day card and I want to insert a picture over here. Now what you do is you come to the Insert tab, then click on Pictures command. Now it will take you to wherever you saved your picture. So this is where I saved my picture. Select the picture you want to work with and click Insert command, and that picture will be inserted in your page. Now you can reposition it by clicking and dragging it to where you want it. You can also resize it by using the corner sizing handles. So I'll resize mine. I think that's good. Now after you've inserted your picture, it will come with its own format tab. Now from here you can format your picture however you want. Now let's first look at changing the picture style. Now you will come to the picture styles group, click the more drop down arrow and select a picture style that you want to work with. So I'll select this one and the picture style will be added. Now I want to crop off some areas in this picture. So what you do is you select your picture, then click on the crop command. Now crop out the areas that you don't want by clicking on these cropping arrows over here. I'll just crop it out like that. Then once you're done, click the crop command again and your image will be cropped. Now it looks good. Now there's a lot you can do. If you come back to the format tab, you can make corrections to your picture by coming over here and changing the contrast and the brightness of your image. You can also choose to recolor. Let's say I want it to be in a black and white kind of color, so I'll select this one, and as you can see it has taken on a grayscale change, but I'll return mine to the original and it looks better that way. Other things that you can do is you can change the picture border. So you can come to the picture border command over here, change the color. Let me check that color. Change the weight of the border, so I can change it to something around here. As you can see, you can also change the picture effects, so you can choose to add a shadow, a reflection. So let's look at a reflection. Lovely. So I'll just reposition this over here. Perfect. Now that looks good for me. This is how it will look like, that reflection. You can also add more picture effects if you want. You can add a glow, soft edges, bevel, or 3D rotation if you want. Now, once you're done making changes to your image, if you want to print out or to send this, it will be advisable for you to compress the pictures so as to reduce the size of the picture. Now, to do that, you will click on the compress picture command. Then from here, make your changes. So you can choose to delete cropped areas of the pictures. I'll leave that on. Then here we have the target output. Are you going to print it commercially, desktop printing, or for the web? And what are the settings that you want to work with? Do you want to apply to all the pictures in the publication or apply to selected pictures only? Now once you've made your changes, as you can see currently it's at 37 kb, but if I compress it, it will be to 30 kb, so it will have reduced its size. So once you've made your changes, click compress, say yes, and your image will be compressed. A table is a grid of cells arranged in rows and columns. Now in this lesson, you'll learn how to insert, modify, and change the appearance of tables. Now let's first look at how to insert a table. So locate the Insert tab, then locate the Table command. Click on it, then hover your mouse over this first to select the number of columns and rows you want to work with. Then click your mouse and your table will be added to your page. Now you can move this table around to reposition it. So all you have to do is hover your mouse over the edge, then click and drag to reposition it. Place mine over here. Then if you want to resize your table, just click the sizing handles at the corner to resize your table. Now from here you can start typing anything you want in these cells, and you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move up, down, right or left. Now I'm going to use a table that I have over here that I already entered some text. Then we are going to work with this. So let's first look at modifying the table layout. Let's first look at adding a row or column. Now if you want to add a row or column, so I'll add a row under this row over here. What you do is you come to the layout tab, then you have the row and columns group. Now if you want to insert a row above, you select this command and a new row will be inserted above the selected the cell that you had selected. If I select that again and then come here and click on insert below, a new row will be added below the cell that I had selected. So that's how it works. Now let's say you want to delete a row or a column. Now I'll delete these two rows. So what you do is you select any cell in that row, come to the delete command, then select delete rows, and that row will be deleted. Again, just place your cursor at any cell, in that row, then select delete rows, and it will be deleted, and that will apply for both columns and rows as you have seen. And now let's look at merging and splitting cells. Now I want to merge these cells. So what you do is you select the cells, then under the layout tab again, come to the merge group, select merge cells, and it will be merged. As you can see now, it's one large cell. Now let's say you want to split it again, you just select the cell, then select split cells, and the cell will be split. But now I wanted it to be merged, so again I'll select it, then select merge cells, and that cell will be merged. Now let's look at modifying cell layout. You can modify the way text fits in your table cells by changing the cell margins and text alignment settings. Now let's first look at how to modify text alignment. First, select the cells with the text that you want to modify, so I'll select these cells. Now let's first look at modifying text alignment. Select the cells whose text you want to align. So I'll select these cells with the numbers. Then under the alignment group in the layout tab, you come and you have these 9 alignment options. Now you can choose whichever one you want according to your needs, and it will be applied to your text. So I'll select this one, and that looks good for me. Again, let's look at modifying cell margins. To modify cell margins, select the cells that you want to modify, but in this case I want to modify the whole table, so I'll select the whole table. Then click on the cell margins command, and then make your selections from over here. So I'll click on moderate, and the changes will be applied. Let's look at formatting tables. You can apply a table styles to your table. All you have to do is select your table, then go to the design tab. Then we have the table formats over here. We have these table styles over here. So click the more drop down arrow to access all of them, then select the one that you want to work with. So I'll select this one, and it will be applied. The table style will be applied to your table. If you want, you can also add borders to a table. If you want, you can also add borders to a table. All you have to do is select the table, then come to the borders command, click the more drop down arrow, then select where you want your borders to be. You can choose a bottom border, right border. Now for me, I want all borders, so I'll select that, and I'll have all borders on my table.